Hello, my friends. Finally sitting down. I had so many meetings. I've had to do a lot of catch up because of us getting stuck where we were last week. And then I just have to catch up with a lot of Rosamond Beauty things, lots of meetings. I'm just gonna try to get these little frazzlies under control. I love this thing, by the way. Who commissioned this? There we go. Let's tuck that little secret in the... He might need an extra hairpin. We'll get to him later. There we go. I can look at that. And just a heads up, once you use a wax stick like this, I'm definitely gonna have to wash my hair. I don't do hair tips. I really and truly don't know enough about hair to ever do hair tutorials. Hair is not what I know. But in case you wanted to get this and you're like, oh, that'd be quick, you would still have to wash your hair after this because this is a wax. It's sticky. It does dry down so it won't stay sticky, but it would need washed. So remember that spray that I had to keep a secret from you? Remember that one? It's this. Look how much I've already used. I cannot get enough of this and I'm so excited. So I'm going to do a little bit before, kind of use it as just a nice little hydration spray. But the way that it melts makeup together, I feel like it's intentional. It's not just a wet spray. It actually does what we want it to do, and that kind of melts makeup together, kind of evenly sets the tone in a sense for your makeup. It's a multitasker and I have absolutely fallen in love with it. I feel like it's the perfect balance of a spray and it pairs perfectly with your makeup. A lot of sprays sabotage, but this one I feel like makeup was in mind when they did it. Just really quickly, I just feel a lot of time sprays like this, they just leave your makeup feeling, almost greasy, especially something that's geared towards hydration, and this just doesn't. And it's a multitasker, it's skincare, it blurs your makeup all together, it just melts. And y'all have seen me use this in secret, but it wasn't released. So I'm just really excited it's out now, and now you can actually see what I'm using. No more secrets. Well, I already have another secret. Too many secrets for now. So I'm going to go to Sephora after this because I want to get another Fenty stick in my shade. And there was something else I wanted to get. I'm not going to get too wild. I will get wild. I'm going to try not to. But let's get ready to go to Sephora. Maybe Ulta. I can't decide. I'll ask Mama because she usually wants to buy a perfume when we go. I usually buy her a perfume. All right, so I want to use this. Is this a new shade? Because I didn't have it in my collection. With these, I like to warm them up. If you don't want to touch your products, you could just scoop out a very small amount and then just warm it up on your hand. But I'm wild. Plus, I did just wash my hands. So I'm just going to warm it up a little bit, and then I'm going to take what's on my finger and I'm just going to dot it. That looks good. I'll dot a little extra here, a little extra here. Wipe my hand off on Sheila. We'll grab our E29 and I'm just gonna start to tap. I was saying before it cut me off that we're just gonna use the side of the brush to tap, melt that in. I even feel that the spray helps everything melt together as you're working. Especially if you're using a cream shadow like this, something that has a setting time. It's really, really nice. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more on the side, darken my lid a little bit more. Oh, everybody's snoring today. Y'all hear that? It's like a symphony of snores. I feel like this shade has, I'm really far back. I'm sorry, I'm just zooming in. I'm kind of comfortable, I'm just snuggled. So I feel like this shade has enough orange in it that I'm just gonna take whatever's left here on my brush and just go underneath here a little bit. Kind of like a mini color corrector. So I am gonna wear some concealer for sure. But this is interesting. I know that not everybody wants to go to Sephora without makeup. Totally understand. But I'm gonna try to not put as much makeup ruckus. I'm gonna try to not put as much makeup right through here because, like I said, I wanted to go pick out another foundation. So I'm gonna try to leave that as bare as possible, and also my neck, because I want to swatch and I want to get my true shade. I'm excited for this look. I want to use this again. By the way, it wore beautifully. We even went to Galveston and we walked in. Not only is it pretty much raining, but it's humid. It was horrible. And this, well, the shades I wore yesterday did not move whatsoever. And I wore it all day. I wore it till about 10 p.m. Oh, and we went to the gym and then walked. It was too much. So this is the shade Depth. Snortle boy. Okay, do you see what I just did? Even where I'm at in my makeup journey, I want to just grab it like this sometimes, but I'm actually going to be able to do just more even swoops. I'm not going to do a major wing, but I'm going to have really nice control if I hold it back here. And I might even smudge it a little, so I'm not going to worry too much about precision. Jean, you sound like a cartoon character. But I feel that sometimes when we hold it like this, we think that we have control, but we really don't have that even flow. Think of it like calligraphy. That's a really good way. Go type that into YouTube really quick and you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm saying. All right, I made it real smudgy. You see all that? That's fine. We're gonna take an E27. And I like the dry time on these a lot. I think that you would like the dry time on these because it's very forgiving. All right, even smudge it down, it doesn't matter, just make it all messy. Once we clean it up, that's where we will get their shape. But let's add a little bit more depth right here at the lash line. Even if we're just gonna smudge, I'm still gonna tell you to hold it back further. There we go. I'm gonna just do a little bit more. I'm gonna turn my E27 around. Just pull it a couple times. All right, now we're gonna clean it up. Now grab your C30, some micellar water. Wasn't enough. And then we're just going to tidy this up. And even as we shape it, you'll notice you'll get, see that? You'll get that more elongated shape. I'm just wiping the brush off a little bit. If you don't want it that long, just tap it, then shape it. Wipe, and then just finish cleaning that up. Easy peasy. So another reason we like to, this eye is more hooded than this eye. So I can, and I know you're thinking it's not even hooded. That's okay. It's still enough. There's enough loose skin there now to where if I hold it like this, I have so much pressure that I'm kind of moving that skin around. But if I hold it further back like this, I'm able to just kind of tap and glide over the folds. That little bit of delicacy, I guess is the word, probably not, do not judge me, just love me. But just being a little bit more delicate like that really helps with loose skin. So it really is important, even if the way that we hold a brush, say you want to do it with eyeshadow, you want to hold it back further, stamp and pull, very light stamps, very light pulls. So it's just an idea. That's what my page is. It's just, I'm here to help everyone. And then I'm just going to run a little bit of the liner just on the inner part of my eye. And then smudgy. Just a smidgy smudge of the hair. It's just a hair of the smidgety smudge is what I'm trying to say. Oh, at this point I know that y'all speak my language. Nice. Now I'm going to put on mascara. But I'm still gonna put on falsies. But my friend Judy sent me her lashes and I'm super excited to try them. They're gonna be a very natural style and that's kind of what I want today. I'm very excited. Let me get them ready. But I always put mascara on, but also notice I didn't curl my lashes. I talked about this the other day. If I curl my lashes before I put on my falsies, it's going to be so much harder because I've created a barrier. I have to really get those lashes over that curl. So I just darken my lashes first with mascara. All right, so these are the lashes that my friend Judy sent over. I already know that I want the flares. I love flare lashes. Look how natural and pretty these are. That lash band, woo, that's going to be an easy lash band to deal with. Okay, let me get them out. I want to use my little lash applicators here. And I know that I'm going to trim a little from the front, so I'm going to grab it from the front. And this is a really good tip because wherever we're going to trim it from, we're going to grab there, because sometimes we could mess up the lash. So grab from where you're going to cut off anyways. That looked harder than it was. I'm just trying to be very careful. So I can blind trim these. I don't have to even put them on. I've been wearing lashes 13 years. I know my eye shape. That's beside the point. But a really good tip is to measure them. What I'll do is I will place them in the center of my eye. Now there's no glue, so it's gonna be a little floppy, but that's okay because we're just measuring. And the way that I kind of tell if I want to trim it is where I will try my best to place it is right there on the inner corner. And then I'm gonna blink. And just so you know, I can feel that. I can feel that. And you shouldn't feel uncomfortable on that inner corner at all. That's how you know you need to trim. If you feel it at all and it's uncomfortable in any way, just give it a little trim. Look how much I trimmed off of just one side. Look at this. This much, I need tweezers. Just this tiny little amount. See that? Get on my face so you can see it. Just that tiny little amount right there makes all the difference. Ugh, I give up. But it makes all the difference in the world. Why did that one stay? Same on each side. Look at that. It makes a difference. Okay. You know what I can't recommend enough is lash applicators. You could just Amazon some lash applicators. All right. We talk about this all the time. I'm going to place it right here in the center because your eye is going to grab it. It sticks out the furthest there. That's just being a human. I'm going to do it. Since they're tinier lashes, I don't have to be as worried about them. They're just really easy to work with. This is a good lash. I don't even have it on right, and I can already tell I love it. Miss Judy. What did you do here? Okay. Again, we're just pressing it on the skin. Still needs to get acquainted, and I used the Duo Line It Lash It glue. Nice. This one hasn't had the glue on as long. Here we go. Okay. Let it sit. It could still pop up. Perfectly normal. Now we got to make sure our... Did you hear the pirate? It is what it is. It is what it is. But we're just going to wipe these off on Sheila, make sure that we do not have any glue. And then now they're acquainted enough that we can squish them onto our skin. And then we're pushing our natural lashes into the falsie. This is a pretty lash. I'm excited. I love them. All right, I'm gonna link these. I love Judy. She's my friend. She's a wonderful artist, and she actually does helpful content as well. So go check her out, and definitely loving these lashes. Let's get wild. We're gonna do a really glowy base. We're gonna do this. I love this. Spicy priced. And it's also not a product I feel that we need. I have it, so I'm gonna use it. But unless you like a very specific glowy base, I don't feel like these type of products are just an Jean. They're not an absolute must. I don't want you to ever feel like, oh, I have to have this for my makeup to look right. You really don't. These are extreme glow situations. So I'm gonna do 2 pumps of that, and I'm just going to spread it out on my face with my finger. You could use a makeup spatula. And I'm treating this like foundation. But this also doesn't have the coverage of a foundation, so it's not going to mess with this area down here like I talked about earlier. But it is going to blur, and out of all the glow products, anything like this Dior one is my favorite. Now I'm going to grab a C41, and I'm doing a very diffused layer of this. But you can see you do get blur, but you get glow. You're just going to get glow, but I will say the glow in this is not gray or silver. And I like that. A lot of these types of products they can leave a cast. This one actually just leaves glow. Ooh, I'm gonna do my Jouer concealer. I feel like that's gonna be good with this. Okay, nice. All right, now let's do a wispity whisper. I do feel like with this concealer, because it is so full coverage, I can just do small amounts of it and get really nice coverage. Or I can go in and get extra coverage. I think my forehead's good. I feel like I can kind of zhuzh that with some bronzer. Maybe a little around here. Maybe on my cheek, just a hair. I just feel that for a full coverage concealer, this one is really multi-purpose. And I like that about it. Now, for these parts of my face, I'm still going to use the C41. Like I mentioned, I don't want... And I'm taking that more this way than this way. And then I didn't want as much coverage here. But for under my eyes, I will use a denser brush. Perfect. Look at how nice that looks. I'm going to blend out this side with you. But that looks so good. I want a little extra coverage there. Perfect. Oh, it's just the right amount. And I also want to say that I feel like the spray that I sprayed and the difference between that one and the Elemis is hydration. And that the other one, I find you can actually see. Why does everything I know and love run away? Oh, it's behind my Yeti. My cup, not the mythical creature. I was saying that this one can actually kind of lock your makeup in place. And I also find that this one has a more blurring effect to it. I'll do a video for y'all so you can kind of see that difference of before and after. But I just like the ingredients in this one. And I feel like it just has more of a, although it does have the skincare element, I feel like the Elemis is strictly skincare. This one just kind of leans itself over into really understanding makeup. And while the other one plays well with makeup, this one just really kind of goes to makeup. It has a blurring effect. It's just, I find it really exceptional. And like, as you can see, I love it. But I think y'all are like me, so it'll be better if I just do a visual on how it affects makeup under and on top. Now before I set my under eye, I'm going to take my cream shadow on an E27 and just press that underneath here. I like the green on the waterline. And then grab that in a brush, the E29. And then I'm just going to take the tip of it and I'm going to look up and I'm just kind of pressing and just blurring that into the concealer a little bit more. Easy peasy. Get the lid back on this. Anytime you have anything that can dry, get the lid on as fast as possible. I've learned the hard way. Now, what kind of blush do you want to put on? I've got a little pot of stuff that I want to try. Ooh, I really want to do a first impression on these. I'm not going to use them right now. In fact, I might film it when I get back because I want to do a side-by-side, but look what I purchased. I got 2 shades of the new Too Faced eyeshadows. Have y'all seen these? They look pretty incredible. I'm very excited. I got that kind of white silver and I got a gold one. So I thought we could do kind of a side-by-side. I could even do it with this eye look. I'll just take the green waterline off later, but I'm going to film that later when I get back. I'm excited. Well, we got off track. Okay, I was recording it and then it wouldn't upload. Story of my life right now. I feel like IG's been a little frazzly. Just with uploads, I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go pretty heavy with my blush and I'm using this one. I like this formula. I like everything about it. How pretty that looks. I just think it's fantastic. But then I'm going to go in with just a little bit more on just on the tip of my brush, and then I'm going to add it right here, just right there. And don't be frightened. One of the things I like to do, and it does make a difference on how it lasts, is I'll go in a little heavier before any of my powders. We're not going to be afraid of this. This is not going to be, well, it could be, but I mean, do we even care about blush blindness? Let us live. Now we're going to bronze. I'm going to grab my YSL bronzer. And again, I'm going to apply this on top of the wet because I want to kind of blur everything all together. I'm going to set it. Look at how that just melts together. It makes such a difference. And depending on who I want to be the real star of the show, that's what I'll apply first when it comes to bronzer and blush. So I wanted the blush to kind of be a little bit more of the star. So by applying it first, it's going to be the one that's front and center. Warm up my nose a little bit, and then I even like to connect it here. Just kind of softens a little. You know what? I forgot that I wanted to kind of leave this little area bare. So I'm gonna wipe the bronzer off there. And this is just a touch of micellar water. There we go. And then we'll just go back over with I'll wait for that to dry. It almost feels like it's dry, but what I would do is I would just take a C42 and I would just grab from here and then just lightly take it there. And what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing concealer from there and then just tapping it there. It's such a small amount, but it's still gonna do the job. Now I'm going to use the tiniest little speck of some Givenchy powder because I actually don't have on a ton of concealer, but I'm gonna use this to really set anywhere I have the creasing that normally happens to me. But on the rest of my face, I'm gonna use something else. Same thing, just make sure we're pushing it into the puff. Remember the first time I ever taught that? This would have been on TikTok. And so many people were concerned that you're wasting the product. But the product's going into the puff. So if you wanted, you could even take this with you as is for touch-ups later. So it's actually the opposite because it's in here, so it's usable. You can still use it. Now I want to add a little bit more coverage. So I'm going to grab my Rare Beauty powder and then I'm going to set the center here. And then I want to melt my undertone. So this is my undertone, but I want to melt my undertone in with this blush a little bit more. So I'm just going to go right on top and kind of blur everything. Take a little bit on the side of the nose, and then of course my forehead. Press, press, press. That helps everything later. Anytime you can work makeup together by pressing, it's not going to betray you later. Nice. And then I'm just going to spray one side of my face with this. I also love the mister. And then let it dry. Lord, I'm a mess. Okay, let me get my fan. All right, I got it. It's got to be on high. The way that I cannot recommend a hand fan enough. If you don't have one, just get one on Amazon. If you do makeup at all, I can't live without it. Okay, so obviously we're not gonna gasp and be like, oh my goodness, but there's just this seamlessness that this stuff gives you, and I love it. You are gonna be glowy, but nothing about you is gonna be sticky, and obviously I've been testing it for a while, and it does not mess with your wear time. In fact, it only enhances. I find it fantastic. It has made me, it's made me actually like a setting spray. I feel like for so long they were just so heavy on ingredients. When I say they, I mean other setting sprays. They were so heavy on ingredients that didn't play well with makeup. It just made everything wet. But the way that this just kind of leaves that soft blur on the face, and the way that you can even reactivate makeup with it. I'll show you multiple ways to use it, but I find this special and I'm really enjoying it. Now I gotta spray the other side, make it even. I like the way it smells too. Very light scent. Okay, let me let this dry. Where's my hand fan? It's my favorite part. You can already see how it kind of blurs already. Look at how nice that looks. Now I'm gonna do this MAC lipstick. I bought this the other day and I love it. But what lip liner? Isn't it a pretty shade by itself? I really like it. I'm gonna do Rubber Bands, another Fenty lip liner. Can you remind me to get another NARS pencil sharpener when I'm at Sephora? I love these. I might actually get another one while I'm there, a backup. I already see that I don't want to live life without these lip liners. All right, I'm all done. It's funny how this color it changes the color temperature on the phone. It's a battle. Now listen, if you see me at Sephora, not only do I want you to say hi, definitely, but what I really want you to do is remind me that I need to get a NARS pencil sharpener. All right, I love y'all so much. Don't forget, on the weekends, I don't do my story tutorials. I got a lot to film this weekend. I'm excited. And I'm gonna film as soon as I get back from Sephora because I know I'm gonna buy things that I want to film. I love it. I love makeup. I've been doing this nonstop. Fun fact about me, obviously what I do, and for as long as I've been doing it, I do get PR. Normally I'll say, yeah, Kosa sent this. I always tell y'all, we're a family here, never any secrets. But what I'm getting at is I just got packages while I'm up here. I do not wait for them to stack. So if you ever noticed, if you follow other creators like myself, they'll wait and they'll have all this nice big stack to unbox, and then they show you the PR. Box hits my door, I rip that open and I get in there. To this day, I get so excited to open those packages and to play with that makeup. It honestly, butterflies. All right, friends, I love you so much. I'm not sure I'm gonna post tonight. I posted yesterday. It was a repost, but I mean, did you see how many people didn't see it? I'm just happy I reposted it and the algorithm is enjoying it, so I'm just gonna leave it up. All right, I love you with all of my heart. I'm here if you need me, and I'll see you on Monday.